Welcome to Global World Watch. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for more updates. Why are there not more people talking about the Sabah dispute? Imagine a problem that refuses to die. A ghost from the past haunting two modern nations. This is the story of Sabah, a beautiful land on Borneo, claimed by both Malaysia and the Philippines. The dispute is a quiet fire, sometimes just embers, but always ready to flare up. It's not just about a map. It's rooted in colonial history, ancient kingdoms, and national pride. Understanding this dispute reveals a hidden tension in Southeast Asia. The conflict involves the descendants of a sultan, a historical contract with ambiguous wording, and millions who call Sabah home. Every few years, a legal case or political statement reignites the debate. The world watches as two neighbors are reminded of this deep, unresolved wound. The story begins with the Sultanate of Sulu, a maritime power whose influence stretched across the seas, including Sabah. Its legacy is the seed of the conflict, tangled with colonial companies and shifting borders. For outsiders, the argument may seem distant, but its effects are real, impacting diplomacy, trade, and security. The Sabah dispute is a living force, shaping the present and future. It shows how colonial actions from the 1800s create challenges for modern nations. The ghost of the Sulu Sultan still walks, casting a shadow over both Manila and Kuala Lumpur.
Each year, the Malaysian embassy in the Philippines quietly issues a check to the heirs of the Sultan of Sulu. The amount is small, but the symbolism is huge. Malaysia calls it a cession payment, proof the Sultan's heirs gave up Sabah forever. The heirs insist it's rent, not a sale, and that their family remains the rightful owner. This disagreement over a single payment is the heart of the dispute. If it's cession, Malaysia's claim is secure. If it's rent, the heirs could demand more, or even the land back. In 2013, after a violent incursion, Malaysia stopped the payment, claiming the heirs broke the agreement. Instead of ending the issue, this fueled international legal battles. The heirs argued Malaysia violated the contract by halting payments. This small check became a symbol of unresolved conflict. The payment's meaning is more than money. It's a yearly reminder of a deep, historical rift. The dispute endures, fueled by this fundamental disagreement. A simple transaction keeps the conflict alive.
Malaysia's stance is clear. Sabah is a Malaysian state. Its people chose to join in 1963, and the UN observed the process. Malaysia argues self-determination trumps old agreements. The people's choice is final. For over 60 years, Malaysia has governed Sabah, built infrastructure, and defended its borders. The world recognizes Sabah as Malaysian, and the case is closed for Kuala Lumpur. The Philippine claim, however, is rooted in history. Manila argues the Sultanate of Sulu only leased Sabah, never surrendered sovereignty. The Philippine constitution references Sabah as a territory with a historical claim. For the Philippines, the 1963 formation of Malaysia didn't erase their rights. The claim is dormant, but not abandoned, allowing peaceful relations, but leaving the door open for revival. The dispute is not just legal. It's a matter of national pride and identity in the Philippines. Two countries, two histories, and two irreconcilable views on the same land. The standoff continues unresolved.
The entire dispute centers on an 1878 agreement between the Sultan of Sulu and British traders. The contract gave control of North Borneo, now Sabah, in exchange for annual payment. The controversy? The Malay word pajak, which can mean lease or cede. The Philippines and the Sultan's heirs say it means lease. Sabah was never sold. Malaysia and the British say it means cede, a permanent transfer. The annual payment is seen as rent by one side, a cession fee by the other. This single word has fueled over a century of debate. Historians and lawyers argue, did the Sultan lease or sell Sabah? The ambiguity lets both sides hold on to their claims. The original parties are long gone, but the argument is frozen in translation. One word, pajak, keeps the dispute alive. The meaning remains contested, preventing resolution.
Sabah is more than land. It's a treasure trove of resources and strategic value. For Malaysia, Sabah's palm oil, timber, and cocoa drive the economy. Oil and gas reserves offshore are vital for Malaysia's energy security and revenue. Losing Sabah would be a major economic blow. For the Philippines, access to these resources is a tempting prospect. Sabah's coastline faces key maritime trade routes, giving Malaysia strategic leverage in the South China Sea. Its location is crucial for monitoring shipping lanes and asserting maritime claims. For the Philippines, the claim offers strategic depth and national pride. Sabah is also a tourism hotspot, with Mount Kinabalu and pristine islands attracting visitors worldwide. Its rainforests and wildlife make it a center for ecotourism and research. The combination of resources, strategy, and beauty makes Sabah an asset neither side can ignore.
While leaders argue, nearly 4 million Sabahans live their daily lives. Most identify as Malaysian, born and raised in Sabah, with little interest in joining the Philippines. Sabah is a tapestry of over 30 indigenous groups, plus Chinese Malaysians and migrants. Local issues, development, education, culture matter more than old territorial claims. Yet the dispute isn't invisible. Many migrants from the Philippines, often undocumented, work in Sabah's plantations and construction. They live on society's margins, a reminder of the region's close, sometimes troubled ties. Security is a real concern. Sabah's long sea border is vulnerable to cross-border crime and kidnappings. Military and police presence is heavy in eastern Sabah. For locals, the dispute is linked to real-world dangers, not just history.
The Sabah dispute quietly strains ASEAN unity. ASEAN's consensus and non-interference principles make it hard to address the issue. The dispute complicates regional cooperation, especially on maritime security. Trust is limited. Joint efforts against piracy and crime are hindered by the sovereignty question. The issue also affects how ASEAN deals with China in the South China Sea. Internal disputes like Sabah weaken the bloc's ability to present a united front. Philippine politicians sometimes revive the claim for domestic gain, sparking diplomatic protests. These flare-ups distract from bigger regional challenges. The Sabah dispute remains a stumbling block to deeper integration.
In 2013, the Sabah dispute turned violent. Around 200 armed followers of a self-proclaimed Sultan of Sulu landed in Lahad Datu, Sabah, to assert their claim. The standoff with Malaysian forces lasted weeks, ending in a military operation. Dozens died, including militants, security personnel, and civilians. The incursion shocked Malaysia and led to a security crackdown in eastern Sabah. Relations with the Philippines suffered, despite Manila's efforts to distance itself from the militants. Malaysia stopped the annual payment to the Sultan's heirs, triggering new legal battles. The violence proved the dispute isn't just historical, it can erupt into real conflict. The Lahad Datu incident left a legacy of mistrust and heightened security. The risk of escalation remains as long as the dispute is unresolved.
Resolving the Sabah dispute is nearly impossible. For Malaysia, Sabah's status is non-negotiable. Any discussion is seen as a threat to sovereignty. For the Philippines, dropping the claim is politically toxic, part of national identity and even the Constitution. The safest option is to keep the claim dormant, allowing normal relations but no real progress. This creates a permanent stalemate. International arbitration is unlikely, as both sides would need to agree to accept the outcome. A financial settlement for the Sultan's heirs might ease tensions, but wouldn't solve the sovereignty issue. The dispute complicates security and undermines ASEAN unity. As long as the claim exists, there's always a risk of another crisis. True peace requires confronting the colonial past and finding creative solutions. Until then, the Sabah dispute remains a persistent challenge to regional harmony.